All right. Today I'm here with Chuck Johnson. He's the general manager and vice president of sales for the Las Vegas Aviators. How you doing today, Chuck?
I'm doing great, Chris. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. Really excited to talk to you. I know you're coming up on opening day here soon, right? How far away are we from that?
Yeah, well, it's up on our website, so we are 12 days away, and yes, we are counting.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, how are things going out there in Las Vegas right now?
Things are great. The weather is starting to turn. We go from a very short winter season to a quick spring now to summer. So I think it'll be in the 90s this week, which will allow me to get out and play some golf before these opening games happen. But it's pretty awesome. We just got in the middle of the NC2A tournament, and Las Vegas is a great place to come visit for a lot of sporting events. And this place was packed here last Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That is exciting to hear. Well, Chuck, why don't we just take a second here? Tell us a little bit about how you got to where you are right now.
It's funny. I don't lie about it. I'm the GM of a professional baseball team, and I was not a very good baseball player. We had a very good baseball team in high school, and so I did not participate there. And a friend of mine in college asked me to move down to be his roommate, and I did. Immediately got a job with his dad, who ran the Budweiser distributorship in town, so took that business, and then immediately really found myself meeting a lot of the guys at the baseball team, and our current president, Don Logan, was the GM back then, and met them. And then by a year later, I was working for the team. I literally stumbled into the job. There was an opening that I knew about, and started showing up for staff meetings, and pretty soon I was here trying to sell baseball and even hockey. We had a hockey team at the same time.
Okay, awesome. Now, how long have you been with the organization for?
Now, I started in 1995, and we had an ownership change in 2000. So I missed the 2, 3, and 4 seasons, and then came back to work for the team in 2005. But I don't really consider myself ever leaving. I still came to games. I was still kind of helping out behind the scenes. But I got some extra sales experience working for the Professional Bull Rider Tour, working for the Arena Football League in town. So I've been doing this for a long time.
Awesome. Well, that's exciting. So, there's definitely been some news around that park, right? I mean, this is you've got a beautiful background there. You've got a pretty brand new venue at this point in time, right?
Yeah, we're really coming up. We finished the ballpark in April, literally a few days before we opened, 2019, and had a tremendous inaugural season. And then 2020, the season was canceled. 2021, we finally opened after about a month delay. We opened to some capacity restrictions, and all of a sudden we had 65 home games to play. And in the middle of that, we realized that it's our 3rd year in existence, but we still were very green about how to operate the building. 2019 was a whirlwind getting people in here and out, but we knew that there was a need to activate this facility for a lot of non-baseball events. And lo and behold, we started to bring in charitable functions. During 2020, you still had those walks and things of that nature that really required a confined space, but still outdoors. So we took advantage of that and brought those things in. And then by 2021, we started to do a lot more parties and things inside. And then events started to happen. We just got done hosting a huge Christmas event at the end of last year, which was absolutely phenomenal. Rave reviews. We brought in almost 300,000 people over a 2-month period to roll through this ballpark, to walk amongst the lights and the maze and everything, the food offerings and everything else. And then that spun right into hosting the NFL Pro Bowl practices and a skills challenge.
Nice. Well, you guys have been busy. Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty unique watching, getting to work with the NFL and watching how that all worked out. Ripped up that field 12 days after we installed it, and then just put in a new field that was all ready to go. And we would have hosted 4 spring training exhibition games if it wasn't for the lockout that extended through that time period. So now our field is ready. We're actually hosting UNLV baseball team versus Arizona State here on Tuesday night. So we're going to kick it off with a little college baseball run, give our staff a little entry back into what it's like to work a baseball game again after being off for several months.
Awesome. So this is going to be like really your first kind of, full year of operation then, right?
It'll be the first full year since that 2019. Yeah. I mean, so it's odd that we're talking about 2 full years in between where, there was some limited participation, limited fans just because of what was going on in the world with the pandemic. We're certainly looking at getting somewhat back to normal. All of our ticket numbers are showing that. If you look at all the attendance, all the attendance figures from the hundreds of events that happen around Las Vegas, full crowds, full concerts, sold out venues. So we anticipate that really transforming itself into what we do here in the spring and summer. So, we expect to not have, our no-show rate to drop back to where it was in 2019 and not be as high as it was last year.
Awesome. Awesome. Now you've been in sales obviously for a while, especially, obviously with this club and even prior to that. So, if you look at sales pre-COVID and sales now, do you see a difference in kind of what you're having to do, your angle, the questions you're getting, anything along those lines?
Well, lucky enough, I personally have not seen it in my experience. I haven't seen too much of a change. I think what we're running into is we're getting that little kick up of excitement again. This idea that we are drifting back to a more normal way of living, getting back to a more healthy business atmosphere. And knowing that we have people that want to participate. It's been fun and really enjoyable to again speak to people, host them at the ballpark face to face without having to worry about if they're working from home or if they can't come to the ballpark to have a face to face meeting. And again, to take advantage of what we can and show them the ballpark. And everybody, I think, is getting excited to do this. We're fortunate in this city to have a very popular hockey team, and we have a very popular NFL team. And those things over the past 6-7 months have really led again to this emergence out of a pandemic protocols, get people back out, going to games, being active as an audience. And now having an outdoor venue, we're just going to capitalize that as well. So we've been pretty fortunate to, we haven't seen any downturn coming into the 2022 season.
Awesome. Awesome. So, one of the things that you see consistently across hospitality right now is that, obviously leisure travel is back, regardless of what area of the industry you're in. However, corporate travel, corporate participation, corporate engagement has been kind of slow. Are you seeing that on your side, or are you seeing, some of the corporate engagement just where it was in 2019?
2021, we certainly saw those changes. I think that was probably the height of as we came out of that limitation of where are we going to sit with corporate hospitality. As we've gone into late last season and we saw our Christmas event come in, all of a sudden we saw this uptick in how businesses wanted to start to entertain and bring employees or guests out. We move now into 2022 in our season, and I open up our database and our files, and I can see that our group areas are selling very well. As much as we would like to keep some suites available for daily rentals, we actually had to sell one of them as a full season because we had that much eagerness and to supply that. So even to go a little bit further, we've got an opportunity coming out in a week and a half where a food vendor, prominent purveyor of protein, is hosting an event here where turning the keys over to our chef. Our chef is using all of their products to create different kinds of food offerings, and then they're bringing clients out and vendors out. They're in town for a convention and bringing them out here to taste their products.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, so you talk about the corporate hospitality and this and that, and again, we're also in a city that is dominated by conventions and a huge convention center. And over the past 3 weeks, they've talked nothing but several conventions that are in town and coming to town in the future. So in Las Vegas, we see corporate hospitality, back on an uptick for sure.
Awesome. Awesome. Now, one of the things that's been a trend and has been very difficult for people to pivot around, right, is obviously the loss of talent. When you talk about pretty much any industry at this point in time, you're seeing a ton of turnover across the country. Sales in particular, I know that when you lose sales talent, it is crippling to have to spin them back up again. I was shocked to hear that you've been able to hold on to pretty much everybody. Is that the case?
Yeah, we've been extremely fortunate in the way we've handled our employees for a very long time. This is not something that happened when we got the new ballpark in 2019. This team's been running since 1983, and under the current tutelage of our president Don Logan since he's probably had the ship by himself since about 1990 or 1987, 88. And as the years went by, our ballpark, Cashman Field, down outside of Fremont Street, downtown area of Las Vegas, became dilapidated. Just old, neighborhood was deteriorating, this and that. And we realized from then that the only way for us to really keep our advantage in the city was to keep our employees, because when you keep an employee, you keep everything that comes with it on the positive side. The relationships that they've earned, the equity that they've created with their work with the team. And although paying somebody wasn't always the best way for us wasn't always the most opportune way for us to handle it because of where we were at, we really developed a culture before we knew that was going to be a thing to have, a work culture. And as a bunch of old guys, we kind of laughed that maybe we were ahead of the game on that. But making sure that we gave back to our employees, if it was extra days off, if it was taking everybody out for a night of camaraderie, even making sure that we opened up how much of our travel party went to road games, if we went to that, if we went to the winter meetings, little things that gave them more experience. And then lo and behold, by the time we get to the opening of our ballpark in 2019, we were sitting on our president who had 36 years in the same job. I was over 20. Our senior vice president of ticketing was over 10. Our sponsorship guy was sitting on about 7 years. Our main ticketing person was at 8, and our another ticketing person was just behind that at 7. So we came in with a wealth of experience, a ton of relationships, and a portfolio of contacts to reach out to. And then finally, we got to a place where they could exploit the sales opportunities, and we saw just great success all across the board, professionally and personally, for everybody. So we've handled it that way for a very long time. It's unusual, but and again, we have the advantage. Not only do we have the advantage of what's sitting behind me, this background I have up on my Zoom, but it's an awesome city. It's a great airport. You can fly anywhere you want to. We're 4 hours from the beach in California. There's 45 minutes up the mountain here till you can go skiing. You've got Salt Lake and the southern parts of Utah right around the corner. So I can't take full credit that we created everything. A lot of credit goes to the city of Las Vegas.
Well, it sounds like you all. I love the fact that you put it out there, right? We had this culture thing down before it was a thing. I think that was hilarious. But you're right. I mean, it's all the things that people are talking about right now, right? Be flexible, get those days. Pay is not the only thing people are looking for, and I think that's great that you nailed all those things before. Do you find that you've created an environment where it's more of a meritocracy, or if you work hard you get rewarded, or have you slipped into the longevity is the reward kind of mentality there?
I think in the past that longevity and what you earn was a reward because there was no other way for us to handle that. We are now in our, I think it's our fifth ownership group, the Howard Hughes Corporation, which owns the master plan community of Summerlin, which we live in and work in, uh, has really helped us create a really positive corporate cultural model. And with that comes corporate benefits, the things that we would never offer before. So now we have that ability to not only offer the sweat equity that you earn, but then there's also financial benefits with that. I don't think we ever could have thought of cost of living increases every year as a minor league baseball team at Cashman Field, but now it's something that's part of the standard. Really good health care. Extremely, there's another extreme of employee hospitality is some of the ancillary things that go on in our corporate structure of earning reward points and cashing those in, things like that. So we've benefited of sliding into a really a corporation that does a great job in taking care of their employees, and something that we've been able to capitalize on as well.
That's awesome. I mean, Chuck, you just named off like a dozen different benefits that people are trying to figure out how to make work in their own organizations. You got them all there right now. That's absolutely outstanding. It sounds like you've got a great culture, a great background to go along with that awesome new park that you all have. So congratulations. That's absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, thank you. It's really helped to bring new people on board, and of course, really rejuvenate the old ones that have stuck around for a long time.
Awesome. Now, one of the things I always like to do with this show is I like to talk about kind of that next generation of people who are coming. Now, I realize you've got, great longevity with where you're at, but you still have to see some new people occasionally, right?
Oh yeah. We just we've been fortunate to we hired people right before the 2020 shutdown, basically. Kept everybody on board thanks to our corporate oversight. And then we were able to hire a couple new people for this upcoming season. And, just to really go through that process and to find out what is out there is always, sometimes it's disconcerting when you look at it, but then really when you dive down deep in it and sift through the resumes and to bring people in for interviews and to sit down and talk to them, it's refreshing to see the talent that is out there and that is eager to come work. And we've always been able to find some great people, and so we enjoy that part of it. Again, to set us up for a legacy journey, and setting these people up that are going to replace all of us that are getting older and may move along sometime. But I think that's something that, again, we've concentrated on, is bringing everybody aboard and really putting them in a position to be part of the family, and not just so much a work environment. So that I have no problem in turning over one of my top clients that has become a friend and introducing them to one of our youngest account executives to take care of them the same way I do.
Nice. Nice. So as these people are coming in, are you giving them any sort of advice to help them be successful in your organization as they're getting started?
Man, I think as we have gone to advances in technology and things that we do today that never existed when I first started. You know, my first day was, here's the phone book and go through it. And, you know, call the people that have taken out ads in the phone book because we know they spend money. Look in the paper and call those people. Uh, Nowadays, we've been able to take advantage of scrubbing our data through ticket sales and through any kind of digital advertising we do, our social media, and then, you know, actually sit there and really set new employees up for success, because they're not looking in the phone book and calling John Smith at 123 A Street and hoping they're a baseball fan and hoping they might know who we are. They're actually calling somebody that has an interest, that maybe has been to a game, and it's you know, it's no longer this cold called lead. It's actually lukewarm to hot. And I think initially that is such a boost to somebody to provide them with some immediate success than to have them toil through you know, some negative experiences and really get them up and running on how to be successful. That's probably the best thing that we've been able to take advantage of over the past few years.
Outstanding. Well, I think you know, a lot of people are going to get a chuckle out of the phone book newspaper analogy there, because I think everybody's been there at some point in time. But well, some people have been there at some point at that point in time. So I think people are going to get a kick out of that as they go through this. So I think you just made some people's days there. But other than that, Chuck, you know, like we said, we've got opening day coming in 12 days, I believe. So probably right around the time this gets launched. So good luck to you and your team. I really wish you all the best. If people are looking to learn more about the Aviators, where are they going to find out more?
You know what, like everybody else, man, just aviatorslv.com is our website. If you're ever in Las Vegas, I encourage you to take a trip out here, catch a game. If you're out at Christmas time, catch our Christmas event. It's a beautiful part of the city. It's a beautiful ballpark. And I'm not going to be offended if you're going to do one of the 800 other things in Las Vegas that you can do and not find your way out here. But you know, I can't give enough to the city of Las Vegas and everything that has gone on in this incredible place. We have definitely transformed ourselves from really, we've added to the aspect of being the top entertainment destination in the world. And now we're one of the top sports destinations in the world. Super Bowl is going to be here in 2024. The Sweet 16 and Elite 8 is going to be here next year. Every top concert event's coming through all the time. We have a beautiful Allegiant Stadium. You have a beautiful T-Mobile Arena. We have this beautiful outdoor venue, Las Vegas Ballpark. So yeah, we're pretty fortunate. So, you know, I can't say anything enough, but just come to Vegas and have a great time when you get here. And if you can catch a baseball game, so be it.
That is awesome. That is awesome. I can tell you that baseball is probably not the first thing on everybody's mind when they come to Vegas, but I think now it will be. So, you know, best of luck to you and your team. It was great having you on the show, Chuck. Thank you very much, and look forward to connecting again in the future.
Thank you, Chris, very much. I really enjoyed it. And again, the invitation's open to you whenever you want to come out.
Awesome. Awesome. Talk soon, Chuck. Thank you.
Thank you.